And we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to the Firehose project software engineering info session. I'm Marco, I'm one of the co-founders, also co-mentor here, and I'll run you through what we're doing in the program and give you a bit more background on everything that's going on. I know a lot of you who are watching right now are already in our 2-week intro course, Coding Up a Storm, which is awesome. So if you're one of the people watching who has not signed up for the intro course, I'd say straight away, go in, sign up, go to thefirehoseproject.com, sign up for an account, and start coding. It's a part to becoming accepted into our full program. Now, what are we going to cover today? First of all, I want to say a little bit about why we're doing this, why it makes sense to go into web development and software engineering. We'll talk a little bit about our intro course, what we're doing in there, what's happening in there, and then I'll talk about our full program, the web applications that we're building, the algorithms and data structures that we're teaching you guys, and then also how these two things merge into our Agile team project. And I'll talk a little about the career support and how we're helping people transition into new careers, switch into new jobs, and also help people who maybe want to build out their own idea or maybe already have a job and how that works all together in our program. And then at the end, I'll answer questions that you have. So I already received a few emails with questions. If you have questions, you can either email them to me or put them in a little chat box that's probably somewhere around up here. So put them in there and I'll answer them afterwards as well. Now, why are we doing this, right? Why software engineering, why web development? Why go into a technical field? And I think there's two main reasons here. And the first one is that software engineering and web development are extremely in demand. That's a skill that's in demand. If you're thinking about, like, there's hundreds of thousands of open positions right now for those type of jobs, right? So having those skills and seeing where the trend is going, right? Being where the puck is going already, and that's where we want you to get to. And then being in that field that's consistently growing and it's only gonna get more exciting as we go in the future is a really good place to put your bet on your career and go into that. You're riding that wave of growth, and that's really a good place to be. Now, the other thing is, and I think that's almost more important, is, it's an extremely fulfilling profession, a fulfilling job of building something, building an application, building an app that helps hundreds of thousands of millions of people make their lives better, right? And that's what developers do. That's what software engineers do. They use their skills to help a lot of people, and seeing that, how your code touches so many people and improves their lives, is something that is really, really fulfilling. So being part of that in-demand skill and actually helping people's lives, that is something that gets me out of bed every morning, and I know it gets all of our students out of bed every morning to code with us and learn more and more. Now, let's talk about our program, right? We first have 2 weeks intro course, and then we have the full program. And we use our intro course to teach you the fundamentals, right? In the intro course, we have you build a portfolio page from scratch using CSS and HTML. We also have you build several Ruby scripts, and Ruby being the programming language, that we have you run and execute, and then all of that gets submitted one piece after another for us for code review. And if we review that and we give you feedback, or if we give you a thumbs up, then you accept it into our full program. At that point, you can choose a starting date, be it like the next Monday. We start new students every Monday, or be it several months in the future. I think right now we allow up to 6 months that you can choose. So that gives you ample of time to plan when is the best start date for you. So if you're not in the intro course, sign up for that now. It's well worth it. It's free, and you get a good feeling for the Firehose coding platform, and also get a lot of help if you get stuck. We have a forum there. You can take a screenshot, paste it in there. Will help you lightning fast. Now, what happens in the full program, right? Full program is web application development that we do on one side, and algorithms and data structures on the other side. Let's talk about the web applications first. So the way we're starting it out is with a simple web app that takes a quote, stores it in a database, pulls it out, displays it on the homepage. We make that all mobile first, so it looks good on mobile devices, tablets, and desktop. And it gets you a really good understanding of how Ruby, the programming language, works, how Rails, the framework, works, and how all the different pieces of a web application fit together. It should take you about a week. You have your first web application live on the internet, and share it with your friends, get the first feedback, and actually get the full cycle of first line of code all the way to something usable on the internet app. That's the first week. Then we crank it up and go to the next level and build another application that's a lot more complex. This one we're building kind of like a Yelp clone, but you're encouraged to personalize that app, right? And so it's all about getting locations on a map. And so what our students have used this for is like anything from the best dog-friendly parks in a city, the best quiet, undiscovered spaces in New York and the boroughs of New York, anything from the best climbing spot, we made it about pizza spots, and then anything from like surf spots to like kid-friendly parks in London. That's kind of the customization that our students have been doing. And then the app itself is a location-based app. So you're thinking about integrating with the Google Map API to take an address, transform it into longitude and latitude coordinates, put a pin on the map. And we obviously need more features, right? Think about user authentication, log in, log out. Think about user comments, think about star ratings, think about automated email notifications. If somebody leaves a comment on a place that you set up, maybe your favorite dog park, your favorite climbing spot, then you get a notification saying, hey, somebody just gave you a rating, you should maybe interact with that person, right? Get the user engagement going. That we all pack into an app. Again, make it responsive so it looks good on all devices, and have you ship that out too. Next, we go a little bit more complex, and we build a two-sided marketplace. Two-sided marketplace, meaning we have two different types of users. We decided to have instructors on one hand and students on the other hand. And the students, they can purchase courses, video courses that were uploaded and built by instructors on the platform. And when I say purchase, that already kind of gives it away one of the key features, which is we need to integrate credit card processing into our application. We do that by integrating with the Stripe API, so we can actually accept money directly on our platform. It's a key feature, and we need to learn how to do that as well. And when I say two-sided marketplace, I think the one thing that stands out is that there's a different type of user role, and it's a lot more complex. So what does that mean is we need to track on a database level the relationships between all the different users and the content, right? We need to figure out which student bought which content, what do they have full access to, which one did they pay, which one did they not pay, how is the money flowing through the platform. All of that involves a lot of complexity, and that gets us really deep into the database. Figuring out how to do that is key. Now, next what we have is we actually go into test-driven development, right? And test-driven development, without going too much into detail of the technical details on it, is the bread and butter of any engineer, software developer out there. It's basically writing automated software tests that make sure that our features that we're building are not broken and they still work. Test-driven development is like the next step of that, where we write tests first, then build the features, and then everything is working, and we have confidence in our code when we ship that live to the internet. We're teaching you that too by building a fully functional application as well. That was kind of all Ruby. And then the next part we're going into is into JavaScript. I'm going to do a deep dive into JavaScript there by building a fully functional app with nothing but pure JavaScript. And that gets us really experienced in using two different programming languages and then how to combine them and building JavaScript features inside of a Ruby on Rails web application. That's included in the track as well. Now, these are all the web applications that we're building. In parallel, we always have all our students go through coding challenges and algorithmic challenges and data structures. And that starts out, if you're in the intro course, it starts out very similar to what the Ruby challenges that we have there, but it starts to get more and more complex, all the way to search algorithms, sorting algorithms, and the more complex code pieces that you need. And then we also teach you data structures in there. And these kind of tracks merge together until we're like down like 2/3 into the program. We started on an 8-week Agile team project. And in that Agile team project, what we're going to do is build a complex web application the same way that it's done in the real world. And in the real world, the best software is built by amazing teams. And we want you to be part of an amazing team really early on in our program so you can get all that experience, because that matters, having that experience, if you want to land a job and transition into a job. So the Agile team project is going to teach you how to work together as a team, how to build something really advanced. We choose a chess game. Now, before you say, oh, chess game, that's so boring. Come on, Marco. We actually did a lot of research, talked to a lot of developers, talked to a lot of our mentors, what would impress them as technical hiring managers. And everyone agreed that building a chess game is really complex, and that really shows off who has the skill to build some complex features in a real world application, in a real world setting that is agile and not following lessons. And that's exactly why we choose the chess game. If you just think about it, how many rules there are to enforce in a chess game, it gets complex really quickly. And doing that as a team by actually going through and splitting all the tasks into individual, what we call tickets, and then assigning them and pair programming with your team on that, that's really key of how we're going to get you to be a high impact employee from day one on any job that you apply, because you can demonstrate, hey, here's something complex that I built that should impress you as a developer when you look at it, and you can see in detail what I contributed in my public GitHub coding portfolio and how I contributed. How did I react to feedback during a code review? How did I communicate with my teammates? How did I refactor and improve my code after I received suggestions on how to make it better? And that's what's happening every single day in the real world. And having that experience already under your belt is key when you apply, and really separates you from a lot of other people who may have built 5, 10 apps just like you did, but they don't have that teamwork and experience. So if I'm a technical hiring manager, I need to make a decision. Who am I going to bring on? The person who can hit the ground running from day one because they already know how to integrate themselves into a team and build something advanced, versus the person who built a bunch of apps and has a cool looking portfolio page. I always 100% go with the person who can hit the ground running, right? That goes without saying. So be that person, do really well on the Agile team project. It matters a big, it matters a big shot, and it's really like helps you set your career in the right trajectory. Now, want to also talk a little bit about our job support. I just looked if I had some questions. Already got some, which is awesome. Again, if you have some questions, let me know and email them to me, or put them in the little chat box next to me. Now, job support, right? How does this all tie in? So the first thing is, like, we have a job support. We have lessons on that. We give you the strategies. We give you the precise ways of like how to find jobs, where to look for them, how to discover the jobs that are actually not advertised, how to network, how to go to developer meetups, and how to present yourself. And obviously the resume review, LinkedIn review, and mock interviews, we have all that as well. But what really matters is how well you work together with the team and how you present yourself. And that's what I just said during the Agile team project. So how to rope that into your entire job hunting process is key as well. Now, also, we teach you how to make your GitHub profile solid, right? So it's about your portfolio page, but also your code there, and how to highlight that in terms of like what have you done in terms of projects, but also on a group project. Now, let's see if we got some questions. Already got a few here. Let's see if we see any on the actual chat box. Let me see. Let me pull this up here. See what we have. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in. I'm just quickly looking here if we got anything. Oh, I forgot some of the email ones. I'm pulling them up right now. All right, here's one. Is like, why are we different and how are we different? So that's something that I always get. Like, why we're different? There's a lot of different options out there, right? So going to give you like 3 key reasons that I think why we're different. And the first one is the depth of the curriculum, right? We're teaching you how to build web applications. We're teaching you how to do algorithms and data structures. And that, by the way, is crucial for you doing really well on technical interviews. So if you want to learn how to do that and know how to do that for switching into a different career, that's crucial that you have that algorithmic background. And then it's the 2 of them combined and having a full 8 weeks together with the VP of engineering in an Agile team project. That is key to landing a job. And I don't see that happening at pretty much all the other programs that don't teach you all of these things combined. The next is our mentors, right? The quality of our mentors. They're all senior web developers at places like Shopify, PayPal, eBay, Product Hunt, Techstars, Y Combinator companies, right? We have some from big companies, we have some from small startups. So depending on what you're looking for, what your goal is, what you want to get out of, where do you want to work for afterwards, big company, small company, we match you with a different mentor. And again, they're all senior web developers and they have years of experience. And that's really what gets your coding skills from one level to the next during the mentorship sessions when you get that one-on-one training. The last thing is our community. Right? I always say last, but it's actually something that's really important. Our community is like worldwide. We have students all over the world coding with us, and they do multiple open source projects that they maintain. They do regular lightning talks. These are like virtual developer conferences where all of our students come together and they talk about topics that they learn, be it like the latest technology tools for debugging, different code editors, be it like continuous integration, tools like CodeShip or Travis CI, which one is better from their point of view, how to do design for developers. What else did we have? We also had like, here's how to land freelancing gigs and figure out your sales pipeline as a freelancer, right? So some of our students who actually went into freelancing careers came back and shared that wisdom with all the other students. And then they obviously always constantly talking in our Slack channel and our community pages and help each other out, right? And that's the community aspect that I think is huge, because you're gonna have access to these people for the rest of your life because you're part of the Firehose project. Now again, why we're different, right? I think it's the depth of the curriculum, having an Agile team project, teaching the web application development and the algorithms and data structures, and then the mentors, the high quality there, and the community. I think those are the three main reasons. Now, let's see, we have another one. What else do we got here? Let's see if we get another. Here's one. I always get this like. Are we teaching algorithms as well? Yep. Emma just emailed that. So yeah, we're teaching algorithms as well. I just said that. That's part. We start that on day one. In week one, we start going into algorithms and start coding very simple ones, and then we progressively get more and more complex. So yeah, super good question. Are you doing any in-person classes? We actually started out with in-person classes, right? So we taught at Harvard, we taught at Carnegie Mellon, we taught at Babson, Brown University, Rhode Island School of Designs, and many, many more. We went there and we taught in the classroom, and we took everything we learned from teaching hundreds of students in the classroom. We took those learnings out and we implemented it in our online learning platform, what you see today, right? And so when I say that our platform is engineered to make things click for you, it comes from that rich background of teaching hundreds of students in person, and now we have hundreds and hundreds of students, or thousands of students going through our online learning platform. And every time somebody goes through and asks a question in the forum, we consistently update our curriculum to make it not only cutting edge, but also up to date with the latest stuff on there. So that, together with our experience of teaching in the real world and bringing that online, I think that is like kind of the answer that you're looking for, is like, do we combine the two in a way that actually makes sense for you? And it's yes, it's that engineering for bringing you the right content, the right piece of a lesson to make things click for you, and that's what we engineered in our platform. I think that's pretty much it. If any other questions come up, or you don't have questions right now, or you have something later, you all have my email. Simply send me an email. Happy to answer them. If not, what I said before, go into our 2-week intro course, sign up, start coding with us. If you're not in there, it's free. It'll really help you. Even if you don't go with us, it will get you started and working on your coding fundamentals. And even if you're not ready, it's really good to brush up on those, or get the ball rolling and starting. Coding today is better than coding in 3 months. So make the call today and start signing up. And we can have you hopefully see your portfolio page soon, see your first Ruby scripts, and can help you out and review your code. All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks again, everyone, for coming. Thumbs up to you. And hopefully I'll see you coding with us in the intro course. Until then, take care. Bye.